Hello everybody, Mr. Pilgrim here coming at you with the third video in our Platinum Trophy Guide for the Lego Movie video game. In the last video, as you can see, we got all of the 20 red bricks, and so now what we're going to start doing is all of the story missions for free play. We're going to start off in BRICKSBURG and then go to each of the areas just to get them all done as fast as possible, and so on and so on. So the first we're going to do is the BRICKSBURG construction. You'll just hit free play, and then
I knew I should have brought
main
mine.
characters you want to have are Emmett, and if you can, someone with a grapple, or not a grapple, a throwable object, of course. And then for this one, you also want to have Lord Business. As you can see, we got them, and we can now move on. Alright, so moving into this area here, what you're going to do is ignore what all the white signs are saying, and you're just going to come over here, and then we'll select Superman, and we're just going to destroy this gate and head into this side area here. This will allow us to get a couple of things, I believe 2 specific very specific golden manuals. As you already know, we already have the I'm losing it today, guys. I am losing it. Alright, so in here, boom, do this. All you're going to want to do is, as Lord Business in his very specific businessy attire, come in here, activate the button. This will get us the first gold manual. And then from here, what we're actually going to be doing is we're just going to be destroying all of these buildings. And once we have done that, as you can see, we will get the next gold manual to spawn. And the last 4 are over here. And just like that, we're done. And now once we leave, we will actually be turned back into normal. So what we're going to do is switch to Wonder Woman real quick. Actually, we'll switch to Emmett just to grab this. It's funny how it says that it's a fast repair, but it's really not. Oh well, I guess. But from here, what you're simply just going to want to do is take out 5 of the little security cameras. There should be plenty of them for you to do. 2 in the first area and the remaining in the next. From here, we're going to do the 1 mini game like before. Boom, just like that. Then we're going to move on to the next area. Switch back to Wonder Woman to grab the next thing. And because we have to come and grab the drill just to progress the mission, even though we already have one. You can basically play as normal. Nothing too major. Once we're done with that, we can now move on to the next area. Basically just going to be playing most of these missions as normal as possible. But you're just able to speed run them a little bit. And as you'll see here, we have 2 more things that we can now do. One being is Wonder Woman. And next we can actually switch to Unikitty. Break this little container here. Once it'll let me spawn in. There we go. And Cheese having to do the crane section. Do note though that sometimes this mission does wig out on this next part for some reason. It just, I don't know why. It can sometimes glitch here, so you might have to replay the mission up to this point. If that's the case, make sure that you'll save and exit. That way it saves your progress. But from here, basically the last thing that we have to do will be at the end of the mission when you're falling towards the little pit. Alright, so one small note on to fix the bug if it does happen to you is make sure before you repair both of the speakers that you have both of your characters up here in this area to avoid having it happen. Because apparently what happens is if you don't have both characters up here, it won't pull both of them onto the dance floor. Or it can't do that, and that's what causes the glitch. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So yeah. Alright, so eventually you'll reach this section to where you have to hit square, and that'll lead you to the next little area. And eventually, as you'll see, you'll have to go down a bit. You'll enter this like Cloud Cuckoo Land tunnel as if you're going to immediately do a shortcut to that section. But it'll be in the second area that you'll be falling down. Just make sure you're in the right spot, and you'll grab it. And boom, just like that. As you can see, just before you quit out, make sure that it does actually say 5 out of 5, 1 out of 1, and at the top it has the bar going. So then what you can do is just save and exit like that. That'll save the progress and everything. And as you'll see right here, once you reach 1 billion studs, that'll also get you a trophy. And now we can move on to the second mission. Alright, so the next mission that we're going to do is not the second mission that you play through in the game, but the 13th mission back from reality. So we're just going to start that. Now, as you'll see immediately upon spawning in, the game's just as normal. There's nothing new in the starting area though for this. But now we can move on. to the actual area that we need to get to. As you can see, we have the Blaze Firefighter. Cool thing is, if you just swap between him, it'll actually refill his water, so you don't have to do any of the steps and stuff to do all that. There are some missions I did leave specifically the gold manuals in, just so you can see where they are, in case you didn't get them yourself. But from here, we can grab the first one. It's just right in front of us. And that is really all we can do in this area, aside from the normal stuff. So actually what you can do is you can skip like all of this mission by just coming over for this section. By just coming over here and activating the lever. This will allow you to move on to the third or second area officially. Here we have some more stuff that we can do. Now the main thing actually that I can talk about is, while we're here as Lord Business, you'll want to glue 10 specific enemies. And that'll get you a trophy. Make sure that after you glue them, you just defeat them. It'll save time, just make it easier to understand. But now actually you can come down here, switch back to Lord Business, and then you'll have to do this little mini game where you'll have to defeat enemies. You'll just have to defeat so many of them, and then you'll unlock the pair of pants. You have to do it as Big Lord Business, but as you can see, it's not too bad. And also try and keep track of how many enemies you defeat with each character, that way you'll know when the trophy pops. There is one other related trophy to Lord Business and the glue gun that he has, the Craggle. So we'll keep that in mind. Now, we'll switch back to Wonder Woman, come grab the pair of pants. We'll ignore a good section of the stage. You can just come over here. We will then switch to Superman. I was going to switch to Bad Cop. Oh well, we're already here. Now we'll actually switch to the Blaze Firefighter and get rid of all of the fires that are in our way. And we'll now switch this person to Bad Cop, and then this person to Emmett. And then we'll actually switch back to Lord Business. That way we can get 3 more towards the trophy. Then, of course, as always, we'll just let this next part play out as normal. You'll just want the micromanagers to destroy the gold bricks. Just like that. Then you'll use your new master building powers to build something to deal with both of them. And then boom, just like that. Those 2 areas are now done. Or I'm losing it, guys. I'm losing it. We'll be moving on to the next area. So from here, you'll fix the elevator. I love how it's super speed, but it's still slow. It's still slow. Anyways, the next gold manual you can actually unlock is by pushing this elevator all the way down to the end over here. As you'll see, it'll unlock just like that. And as you can see, this is also the last 3 enemies that you will have to defeat as Lord, or as to glue as Lord Business, which is nice. So there's that. And then we will actually now grab the last 2 gold manuals. And then we can be done with this mission. So if you come up here, and it'll just be chilling right here. Like I said before you quit out, make sure that everything is all good, and then save and exit. Everything is awesome. Doing so, you will then get more gold bricks to continue on, and now we'll be moving on to the next mission immediately after this, since it's within close vicinity. So yeah. Alright, so the next mission we're going to do is BRICKSBURG under attack, and what I want to make sure that you have available is a character who can get rid of fires just off the start to switch to. So i.e. the Yeti or the Blaze Firefighter, either one of those will work just fine, and we'll now head into the mission. Alright, so as soon as the mission starts, you'll probably want to progress it just a little bit, just so you have access to everything. So if you'll come down this way, you can actually get some stuff started. And then we can also grab one of the 2, or get the 2 hotel billboards, I guess is what they're called. Or signs, I should say, my bad, signs. And upon doing so, we'll get you your first golden manual, and then if you switch to your secondary character, you can then do that and go into that little alley, and that'll get you the next one. Now if we come all the way back, we're going to be grabbing this fire right here. That'll probably just be easier to switch to the Blaze Firefighter, because you have to do 4 of them. And then if you come over here to the left, it'll be the second one. Alright. Then we head all the way back. We'll probably just switch to Superman, character you actually have to play in this mission. And we'll come all the way down here first, and then we're going to first destroy the gold. This will unlock the next fire for us, as you'll see right here. And then we'll switch back and then get rid of this first fire right here. And then now we can head down and take out the other one. Since we're invincible, you don't have to worry all that much about the enemies. But then we can come over here, put out the third fire. Or last fire, and then we'll now switch back to Big, or Construction Bot Emmett. And we can now move on to the second area. Sometimes the enemies will get in your way, but you can just kind of move them aside. Now here in the second area, you'll immediately want to switch to Bad Cop or whatever character has a laser. And you'll just run down the stairs here, grab the gold manual, and then you can head up. And then if we actually come over here, we can switch to Wonder Woman. This will also save us time. Put together this little statue. That'll get the last gold manual, but then from here you can just fly all the way up, kind of. Oh wait, no you can't. You have to do the section. So you have to unlock Green Lantern's abilities, or his little hammer here. Do that. This will allow you to unlock the next section of this area by destroying the pipe. As you can see, there's nobody there, but that'll allow us to finally come up here. And then what you'll want to do is you'll just want to keep going up. Now another character that you might want to, where is it, work on when you have time is Western Emmett. He'll be the next character probably to work on for if you have to defeat any enemies, as you have to defeat 20 with him. But from here we'll put on our Lord Business, hit our button here, and then we'll go back and then we'll switch to Unikitty, and then that will get us our pair of pants. And then we can be done with this mission and move on to the last mission in the game, but not the last mission in BRICKSBURG. Like I said before, just make sure that everything adds up before you exit the mission. Alright, and now the next mission that we're going to do is going to be the final showdown, and as you can see, we're just going to do like we've always done. Just make sure that you have character that can use lasers and fly. It's always a good option to go to. Alright, now upon immediately starting the mission, there'll be these specific little statues that you can find that you will probably accidentally break upon just trying to do the mission. But from here, actually what you'll want to do is immediately take your flying character, have them activate this little thing right here, and this will allow us to get our next gold manual. That makes... There we go. Now from here, you're just going to be playing through the mission like normal. For the most part, you'll have to get to the third area just to get everything. But like always, after a certain point in time, you'll have to use a laser beam of sorts. I don't know why this is so difficult. But yeah, basically all it is, just fight, shoot lasers, throw thing at giant robot. Fight, shoot lasers, fight, throw thing at giant robot. Then afterwards, there'll be old character magician person to give you your final pieces to throw at the bad guy. Then we'll move on to phase 2, the middle section of the buildings. Normally this is supposed to be Unikitty, as you can see right there, getting dropped off by Superman, but that was kind of weird. Anyways. But you can actually take your flying character and bring them all the way over here If it's Superman, it makes it even better. 2 birds, 1 stone. Grab the gold manual. Then you'll simply just come over here and then do the gigantic golden poster. And then that'll get you the pair of pants. Boom, just like that. And then we will just fly our character back over to the other side, because it is technically where they're supposed to be. Then we'll switch back to Emmett. Have him do his robot business. And then immediately switch over to Superman. Then we'll switch back between both of them, I believe. You'll want to do Emmett's side first. You can use the Superman laser. It basically takes everything out, the second part, and then we'll switch back to Emmett once again. So he can throw another thing at another robot. But from here we will have the final, easiest of the 2 remaining gold manuals to get. As you can see, there's the first one. Then you'll just want to switch to a robot enemy character and destroy that billboard, and then come over here and you'll basically do the same thing, and then you will be done with this mission. Pretty easy, right guys? And boom, just like that, 5 out of 5, we got our pair of pants, and I will see you all in the next mission. Alright, so now we're going to do Escape from Bricksburg. The 1 gold manual I have is during the end section where you're in the car and you have to shoot the 4 cars coming at you. But I figured most people probably end up getting that one anyways, as it is one I accidentally forgot to talk about in the first episode. So I do apologize for that, but we can now go into free play. This one, all you want to make sure is that you have really whoever you want. Alright, so immediately upon spawning in, you're just gonna build this while we're here. But if you come over here actually and switch to Bad Cop, you will throw the chair, and that'll get you a trophy. And like I said before, switching from Good Cop to Bad Cop to Good Cop, that'll get you another trophy in itself. But you're basically just going to be progressing through the mission like normal. And like I said before, if there's any enemies that you have to fight and defeat, make sure that you switch to Cowboy Emmett to do so. And then just use him until it pops. But from there, you're just going to be progressing through the mission as normal. Or if you want, you can kind of speed run it. And you specifically have to use the gun when you defeat the enemies as Emmett, and that will get you the specific trophy. But from here, what you can do to save some time, switch to any flying character, then immediately switch to just Master Builder Emmett. Skipping as much as you can saves time. Drop down here, hit the button. Since there's more enemies to fight, boom, just like that. Switch back to our flying character. Then what we're going to do is actually switch to a hacking character and come back here and do this. As you'll see, since we can fast hack, it's pretty nice. It's like having a blue stud active on top of having a blue stud active, and as you can see, it takes no time at all to hack. Now if we come back in here, we can do the whole process and setup of getting the pants, which is always so much fun. So just make sure you have your main character as the one who isn't the one you just used to hack, and that'll make it easy to get through most of this section. That way you're not accidentally switching back and forth between them. So then you can immediately just switch to a different character, fly over, bypass most of the platforming that you'll have to do. You will have to do certain things though to progress the platforming in this area, but that is fine. From here you can just follow the path that I take. Or not, apparently. For some reason, some things you have to just do for it to progress it. At least pushing that. Alright, well that's good. Come on. For the sake of things, we are just going to switch to Benny, since it'll just save time. And boom, you will be done with this area. And you can now grab the pair of pants. Yay! Now we can leave and continue the mission. You will have to re-grab all of the instruction pages. For some reason when you do that, it's like that. Or not, and the game just... Alright, sure. From here we can actually skip a good portion of this next section. You do have to do this building part though. Now that we have progressed the mission to the next part, we can actually just do like what we've been doing, switch to Wonder Woman, and then you can come and grab this specific, come on, gold manual, and then you can actually just skip the rest of the whole section of this mission, since there's nothing else here left for us here to do. So then we can now just switch back to Emmett, come over here, and we can just leave. Now this back area has the last couple of gold manuals that we will be grabbing, so don't worry about that. Once again, a third hacking minigame in a single mission is always the delight of me, even with it only taking a couple of seconds. It can still be a little annoying. But here we have our next gold manual. Switch back to our Wonder Woman. And if we come all the way back up here, you can just bypass like half of whatever that is. And then you can also just fly over and grab all of this one too. Now, like I said, the last one, if you didn't get it when you're just playing through the game, is towards the later half of the driving section of this area, and it will require you to shoot 4 cop vehicles coming at you. So yeah, so now we're going to move on to the last mission for BRICKSBURG, and that will be the last mission for this episode. So like as always, save and exit, get you your gold bricks, and then I'll see you in the Wild West. Alright, and the next mission and the last mission that we're going to be doing is Flatbush Gulch. Make sure it's on free play. You can have whoever you want. It doesn't really matter at the start. There is going to be things that we have to do at the start of the mission though. So you'll start the mission off just falling like normal, like the normal non-free play mission. You'll want to switch to wild style or whatever female character you have, as this will save time. Just because of the higher jumping, just to assurance to do what we have to do to clear the jumps that we have to clear. You can use a male character if you want, but just preference, as higher jumping gives you more time to have a bigger hitbox in the air to hit the things that we need to hit. But eventually we will reach the exit. Skip to us now sliding, as you'll see. Now what you'll have to do here, this is probably going to be the most reset heavy point, is that there will be 5 like boulders or things hanging that you'll need to hit. And then the last one will be after the tunnel section. As you'll see right here, here's the first one. Then you'll need to come over here, hit the second one. There's 5 in total. There'll be one more right here on the bottom. And then the last 2 will be after the tunnel section. You'll want to stay on the tracks. You'll get the 4th one. You want to make sure you're still staying on the tracks. You'll want to hit that and then just hug the right side. And then eventually you'll have another jump. And then this will get you the gold manual. You'll then want to immediately head up and then jump over. Otherwise you'll miss the 5th one. And that'll get you another gold manual. A bit annoying, but do believe that there's also one while you're falling. I think I accidentally grabbed that. And now we can move on to the last area. Just after this. Now from here, Emmett will actually be in his normal getup, which makes it a little bit easier. So what we're actually going to do is we're just going to... Oh, that's right. We need to put out this fire. Actually, we'll take care of these robots first. Now there's one more character that you will have to use to defeat enemies with, and that is going to be the Sheriff Not a Robot. You'll have to defeat so many enemies as him. As you can see, he's kind of got a weird gun, but you know, whatever works. We'll switch to a SWAT dude or any of the rocket characters, just to save ourselves some time. Then we're going to come over here. Blow up this fence. You'll stay as Wonder Woman, and what you'll do is you'll simply just come up to the roof, switch to the Master Builder Emmett, and then you'll just drill away, and then boom, you'll have a pair of pants. And like I said, you'll need to defeat so many enemies as Sheriff Not a Robot. He's probably got the best case scenario for dealing with enemies, but gun, on the other hand, does not work as well as it's supposed to. But like always, switching to our favorite main story character here. Get our last instruction page. And then the last gold manual you'll have to get will be inside the saloon. You'll have to use a secret wall. Do have to rebuild this. Basically, you're just replaying through most of the normal mission as is. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. This will automatically change you to the Western versions of Wild Style and Emmett. And then basically from here you can just proceed like normal. But from here, what I actually recommend doing is switching to the demolition guy, or whatever rocket character you like. It'll just save a bit of time. We'll raise the gate and finally head into the middle of our Wild West adventure. So from here, you're immediately going to try and just destroy the table. Switch to Wonder Woman. And then immediately switch to any of your favorite old characters. Might have to progress the story a bit just to have the door transform to have a secret password. There we go. Now we can do this. And upon doing so, you will now have the last gold manual. And we can finally be done with this episode. That's all of the missions that can be found in BRICKSBURG. So hopefully these guys have been helpful, and I will see you all in the next video.